Hi everyone, I'm Nina Boski and welcome to Life Bites Live. Today we're talking all about love with Valentine's Day right around the corner. Wendy Newman, my health co-host, will be joining us as we talk chocolate and treats that will please your heart and your palate. Heart chocolate, healthy chocolate, so don't miss it. Dr. John Kennedy, writer of the 15-Minute Heart Cure, will join us to discuss the health of our hearts, followed by a look at the intention of our hearts with a visit to Gate 2 last weekend with the Hollywood Gala for Transformational Entertainment. And speaking of love, one of my favorite international best-selling authors and spiritual teachers, the writer of A Return to Love, A Woman's Worth, The Age of Miracles, and Enchanted Love, Marianne Williamson, is in the house to talk to us about Enchanted Love and how to connect with the sacred and the romantic. So like I said, today is all about love. But first, don't forget that this is an interactive experience. I know some of you have already been talking to Monty. So hello, Monty. How you doing over there?
I'm doing well, Nina. Thank you. How are you? Okay, so some of you probably saw my pre-show, but just as a little reminder, we stream live on Justin TV. So if you're on our emPOWERme.tv site, you can just click on that little starburst icon and sign in for a screen name, and you can chat with us. It's free, it's fun. We want to hear from you. I want to hear from you. I'm right here on the computer. And if you're inviting friends, send them to emPOWERme.tv/live and join in. Again, click on that chat box on the lower right-hand side and talk to us.
Well, I have more than a few questions for our guest today, and I'm sure you do too. So let's get going. Well, as you know, we ask questions here on Life Bites, and the question of the week, I'm going to pull it from actually one of my Life Bites cards, and it's kind of fun. It says that some people say that love is a choice. Some people think that it's just something that happens. The question is, what is love to you? Well, with Valentine's here and almost, it's here and love is in the air, especially in this studio today, some people may be inspired to tie the knot. Well, last year, a lot of people said, please be mine, with 2.1 million people getting married in the United States. That breaks down to about nearly 5,800 people a day. Well, are you looking for love? Well, 412 is the number of dating service establishments nationwide, and these establishments pulled in $970 million in revenue. Well, you want to travel to get you in the mood? Well, try looking here. Romantic sounding places to spend Valentine's Day: Rose City, Texas; Loveland, Colorado. Believe me, I've been to Loveland. There's nothing really romantic about it. Sorry, Loveland. And Romeo, Colorado; Love Lady, Texas; Loving County, Texas; and Valentine's, Texas. Well, there's a lot of loving going on in Texas. And Texas is just one of the few places to get you in the mood for love. And Hollywood gets you in the mood for love.
Hi there. The question of the week is, what is love to you? Well, Sarah Knapp says love is acceptance, which is an excellent answer. And then Laura Doverdale said, yeah, well, Sarah took my answer, so I'll think of an answer. Oh, compassion. This is Ellie Stone. That's a really good answer. For me, I would have to say doing things without complaining about them is love. Doing things because you want to do things for people, not because you want to get something from it.
Last night, John Raatz, founder of the Global Alliance for Transformational Entertainment, and comedian Kyle Cease gave us a preview of Gate 2. It was a magical night put together by a great group of people and our very own Wendy Newman. Take a look. So, in terms of the convergence of what we're even doing here tonight at Gate, you have media, you've got Hollywood, you've got this influx of positive energy. How do you see it shifting today compared to maybe when you first started in this business?
Well, you can just feel the energy here. It's expanding. It's like the ripple was dropped some time ago, and those ripples are rippling out, and you can just feel. I mean, they're going to be 45 minutes late because so many people are trying to get in. There's something happening that we all can feel. Things are broken, and we can't fix them the traditional way, so we have to fix them, I think we all know, through a different mindset, a different way of thinking, a different way of seeing the world. So I see it now reflected here and other places that I go.
You know, it was a wonderful night, and I also want to add that there's a great movie coming out this week, and it's called Happy, the movie, from Academy Award nominated director Roku Bolic. I think we all need to do the little happy dance. I had a chance to talk to Roku and hear how the movie came about. What made you want to do this documentary?
Well, it started when a friend of mine called me on the phone, and he said he read an article in the New York Times about happiness. And this article compared countries, and it said America is one of the richest countries, but we're nowhere near the happiest. We're down at number 23. And the friend who was telling me about this is named Tom Shaddyack, and he's made a lot of money and he's been extremely successful making Hollywood blockbuster comedies. And Tom said, look, this article really resonates with me because ever since I've been living this sort of Hollywood lifestyle, I have a tennis court and a swimming pool, I've noticed that my gardener and my housekeeper have more genuine smiles on their faces than the movie stars and the producers that I work with. So, you know, it doesn't mean that all people who are successful are unhappy, not that at all. It's just that it's not as clear as you might expect. And so Tom said, you know, I know what doesn't work. I have seen people achieve everything they wanted to achieve and yet not find happiness. I want to know what does work, so we should make a movie exploring happiness.
Well, it's definite that happiness definitely comes from the inside out, and they have declared February 11th World Happy Day. So go to thehappymovie.com to support the movie and to find out how you can become more happy in your own life. Well, in addition to Roku, some of the top names in talent gathered, and each one committed to transforming the world by transforming entertainment and the media. Love was everywhere, especially if you are Gary Zukav, best-selling author of Seed of Your Soul, or Seed of the Soul.
There's so many positive things about the world that I love, but the thing that I love most of all is that it's changing now. It's changing in ways that it's never changed before. This might not be obvious to you if you're only looking at what's dying, what's not working, what's becoming dysfunctional. But if you look at what's growing, like grass in the spring, you'll see that everywhere there is emerging self-responsibility. There is emerging people who want to contribute and who are determined to contribute and who are aware of their intentions to contribute out of love, to create harmony and sharing and reverence for life. I love that about the world.
And I love that about him. What a passionate human being. When we come back, Wendy will join me. We'll look at your heart and keeping it healthy with Dr. John Kennedy.
Hi, my name's Edward James Olmos.
Hi, my name is Stephen Powers.
Hello, my name is Ash Ruiz.
Hi, I'm Mark Matusik.
My name is Roku Bolic.
Hi, my name is Peter Canova.
Hi, my name is Suzanne Huang, and you are watching
Life Bites Live
On emPOWERme.tv, where you can have your cake and eat it too.
Take a bite out of life.
Take a Bite, baby.
You'll enjoy it.
Hi everybody, if you're just joining us, this is Life Bites Live. I'm Nina Boski, and with me is Wendy Newman, who is my co-host in the Health Inspired segment. I would love to just take a moment right now and be able to just say hello to you. And also, for those of you who don't know Wendy outside of the Health Inspired segment, she is a powerhouse. She is a personal brand coach. She is my partner here, and I just want to acknowledge, last week we had the Gate founder, John Raatz, we had Kyle Cease, but this woman, she is really responsible a lot for the Gate event, and I'm going to cry. I just feel like I am honored to have you as a colleague, a partner, and a friend. You did such a great job. So I just want to say, congratulations on such a great event.
Thank you, Nina.
And so you see, we got a lot of love to spread here.
It's all about love today.
Yeah, it's all about love. And I'd like to introduce Dr. John Kennedy, who is the author of the 15-Minute Heart Cure. Thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. It's Heart Health Month.
It is. It is.
is.
It is love. It's Love Day
Love
on
is
Life
in the
Bites.
air.
That's
No
for
doubt.
sure.
And I love your book.
Oh,
I
thank
love
you.
John's book. When I wanted to find out, it really got me thinking about my heart for the first time. It really did. So what got you into this? What got you passionate about heart health?
It's amazing, our heart. I mean, in medical school, this is when I started thinking about this whole idea, is that, we learn about how, when egg meets sperm, there's this incredible tissue that starts beating, even before our organs are formed. And it's this energy that's sent out, and it causes our heart to contract. And what's amazing to me as a cardiologist is that heart keeps beating. And we don't acknowledge that heart. We don't acknowledge our heart and our heartbeat until often we're sick. And for women, about half of women, their first time presenting with heart disease is with a heart attack or sudden cardiac arrest.
So for women, I don't think they know that for us women, that this is a really important, heart health and taking care of our hearts.
Absolutely.
Is it number one or number two?
Heart disease is the #1 killer for women,
Wow.
both men and women.
Because I think a lot of people think it might be breast cancer or something along those lines, but our hearts are really important. So
They are, and what's ironic, and you asked me what inspired me to write the book, what's ironic is heart disease, it's the #1 killer, yet it's largely preventable. And all we need to do are simple things. And I say, look, to my patients every day, we should just follow our heart. Follow what's intuitive to us, which is, look, you got to eat right, you got to diet right, you got to exercise, and you got to manage stress. But what I've learned is managing stress part is the elephant in the room. When I go talk to cardiologists, because we all have stress and we all have hearts, right?
You love that heart.
See, I have a very big
grab
heart.
your book too here. I just want to make sure I have it.
But we all have stress and we all have hearts, and we ignore stress. We can get stressed out from relationships. This is Heart Health Month, and it's Valentine's Day is coming up.
She was just talking about wanting to talk to you about romantic relationships and any kind of relationship. It doesn't even have to be.
It's been shown with medical studies that when we get stressed from our relationships, it directly impacts our cardiovascular health. In particular, women that repress their feelings in arguments.
No, we never do that.
No.
At much higher risk. Women with panic attacks, women in difficult relationships. Men tend to get angry and frustrated. Again, there's crossover with gender, but we tend to get angry and frustrated, and we take out our
So wouldn't that be
feelings
also
differently.
if you're a male and you get angry, couldn't that just raise your blood level to a point where that could cause a heart attack
That's
as well,
exactly right? And you are so smart.
Well.
See, you're following your hearts.
okay.
It's all intuitive. Heart disease.
Yes, no
you
kidding.
guys could come cut and sew on hearts. You're so smart. But what's
Yeah, could you
interesting?
imagine that, Wendy? That would work.
What I think is fascinating, and you're exactly right. When you get stressed, two things happen. Your heart rate responds to the direct toxic effects of stress. Adrenaline goes up, right? Our stress hormone. Our blood pressure goes up, our heart rate goes up, our blood becomes thick and sticky, and we develop this internal inflammation. And inflammation is like if I had a piece of sandpaper and I scraped it on my leg, it would get hot and swollen and red.
Ah.
That's what happens when we get stressed directly. Okay, so when we get stressed, all those things happen. When men get angry, when women get sad, when women repress their feelings in relationships, that's what happens internally. But indirectly, when we get stressed, let's say we're in a difficult relationship day in, day out, when we get stressed and we ignore the signs of stress, we eat poorly, right? We grab for comfort foods and we're ignoring our diet. We exercise less, right? We're physically inactive, and we tend to smoke and drink more to mask the signs of stress. So stress can be directly toxic and indirectly toxic, and it can create the perfect storm for a cardiovascular event.
And I have a question to turn it around, because we have Marianne Williamson coming to talk about relationships. And I also understand that if you're in a really good relationship, that also can affect you talk about the flow in your life is the flow in your body. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but
that's exactly right. And it just makes intuitive sense. It's just that we don't all really get it. And the point I make in the book is that, look, if stress is bad, then relaxation must be good. Good relationships are good for our heart. Bad relationships are not good for our heart.
And we have chat, people that want to ask you questions. So
Happy to
Take it away,
answer
Monty.
any questions.
We have probably the number one question is, you mentioned stress is a very huge component. Is there advice on managing stress?
That
Ellie Stone's
is-
very concerned about managing stress.
That is a great question, and I'll tell you, as a cardiologist, it's just obvious. Look, stress is bad for you. It's clearly, there's literally a tsunami